Salutations and good morrow everyone, and welcome back to another Grounded Update video that talks about new equipable items that have been added to the developer's version of the game that will be coming in the next recent updates very soon. Alright, I'm very excited about this, but I also have two other videos that are going to be coming out soon that are new smoothie recipes that were added to the game, and also some new traps that are added to the game. So if you guys want to see those, make sure you subscribe and make sure you guys like this video and leave me a comment down below to talk more about, so you guys know that I'm going to be putting out that video for you guys. But let's get back into the new equipable things. As you guys can see right here from what I'm looking at, I am holding what looks to be an acorn shell and a sword. Okay, now this sword is not yet quite done, and I don't believe this acorn shell is quite done yet either. But let's actually go into what Pete is wearing here, and we can talk about that. Okay, so here we are. We're actually inside of Pete's stuff now, inventory, and we are going to go inventory, and we're going to look at what we have. We actually have a shield finally added to the game. It is called the Weevil Shield, okay? It says hopefully this shell will defend you better than the Weevil it came from, right? So it doesn't have any stats on it yet, right? It doesn't show any defense, and you can't really like use it. Even if I unequipped my sword here, you can't really use it. It doesn't really do anything. It doesn't allow you to block, and you're kind of holding it up like a torch. But this is a great sign that the developer said, okay, we're going to put a shield in the game for everybody. That way they can use it to block better, which is great because, like I said in my 10 best tips and tricks for the beginning player, blocking is super important. And some of these weapons you get, like this Mosquito Needle I'm holding in my hand right here, which we'll talk about that in a moment as well, you can't actually block with it, okay? Because it's so small, it's like the dagger. You can't actually block with it. So this is where the shield is going to come in handy, so make sure you guys can still block, okay? Let's move on. All right, let's talk about the Mosquito Needle. The Mosquito Needle is a tier 3 weapon. It is a tier 3 sword, just like, or dagger, you could say, just like the Mint Mallet, but it's going to be a little bit different. So the Mosquito Needle is a fast, deadly rapier that mimics the functionality of a mosquito's blood-sucking tool. So I'm assuming that there may be some sort of mysterious effect that may give you health from stabbing things with the Mosquito Needle. If you guys look, the damage isn't very high, but the speed's really high, but it's still a tier 3, which makes me to believe that there may be something that has to do with the Mosquito Needle. I also like how this currently looks. I know that this isn't going to be the end-all look for the sword, but I think it looks pretty neat to have yourself like a gladiolus like this. It just kind of looks like a big old sword that you're holding in your hand. I like that. All right, now we can move on to another sword we've talked about in the past, the Dragonfly Slayer. Now, this is one thing I wanted to go over with you guys because everybody likes the Dragonfly Slayer and everybody wants to know what more is coming. It's far too big to be called a sword, massive, thick, heavy, and far too chewy. Requires a large amount of guts to wield into battle. This is the only tier 4 weapon in the game so far, okay? This is the only one that's been added. Look at the damage and the stun on that thing. It's crazy. When you swing this thing, you swing it slow. All right, but you can block with this guy, which is good, right? You swing it slow, but man, you are going to kick some booty when swinging this thing. But sadly, they have not updated the skin yet. I don't know when that update's going to come. I'm hoping that it's going to come out in the August 27th update. But the problem is that this is also going to require some parts that you guys don't have yet, which is the steel gum. And it's going to require a couple other things that aren't yet released into the game yet. They're just question marks whenever you look at what the actual recipe is going to be. So I'm not sure if the Dragonfly Slayer is going to be in the 27th update. I'm really hoping it is. We won't know until next week's hotfix to see if they add a skin to it. Okay, moving on, we have the Berry Skin Fist Wrap. Now, this sounds a little goofy, okay? This sounds a little strange, but we're going to equip that, and here it is, guys. You get what looks to be a leather berry, the blueberry, that you just wrapped around your hand, and it gives you something to punch with. Look at the damage on this guy. The damage isn't too bad, but the stun is all the way up, which means I'm going to be able to come in here and punch and stun things almost immediately. So if you're stunning things, then you do like a quick combo to pull out your other sword and give him a swack a couple times, and then you pull back out the blueberry fist again. Look at how much faster you are with this blueberry fist. So this could create a whole new way to do combos inside of the game that we haven't even known yet. I mean, look at this. I mean, you swing really fast. This takes up to no stamina in order to punch, because you guys can punch forever in this game. You guys can punch, what is it, like 15 times before you run out of stamina? So think about that. You can hit something 15 times with this to stun it, pull out that Dragonfly Slayer, and really just do some serious damage all the time, just keeping yourself safe. That is a super cool thing added. But they added something even better. That way, in case you guys haven't been able to get over to get blueberry leather yet, something easier for you guys to get. And yes, they added an ant boxing glove. Okay, it is just like the blueberry boxing glove right here, the blueberry skin fist wrap. It is the ant boxing glove. Okay, Sock'em Bop'em is the is what it says, and it looks like you literally just took your hand and shoved it inside of a bee's booty, or a ant's booty, actually, not a bee's booty. I mean, that would be cool. They may have that coming as well, making a bee boxing glove as well, because now they've opened up a whole new range of weapons in the game. They've added boxing gloves, and this is the tier 1. Okay, it doesn't do as much damage, it doesn't do as much stun, and it's just as fast as this one. But I mean, the blueberry one is really going to be the kicker, and I'm assuming that there may be a one that does even more damage, that may be the bee one, or even the hornet weapon. That would be really cool as well, because there's a lot of things that talk about that there's going to be hornets or wasps in the game. As you guys can see, you can spawn in a wasp or the wasp nest, but they never actually talk about what weapons or armor is going to come from these wasps. Maybe we're going to get a wasp glider, maybe we're going to get something like that. But I do know that there's new traps that are coming that I'm going to be talking about with you guys in another video that may take on some of these parts. So you guys, make sure you guys subscribe, and make sure you guys turn that bell notification to all to see all the videos that are coming out for Grounded more and more and more. All right, so the last thing I got here is not a weapon, but it's called the leaf spotting scope. See things from a distance more clearly than the power of water. Okay, so what this is, literally, so we talked about before making binoculars or like a telescope by just rolling up a leaf and putting a drop of water in it and using that to look further. I don't know if they planned on adding this, or if this was something that they thought about adding after people had talked about it. I know I had talked about wanting one before in a previous stream, but here it is, guys. It is not ready to be actually equipped yet. When you do equip it, it doesn't do anything. It just puts a bag in your hand. It sounds like you're pulling out a sword. You can't do anything with it. No clicking. Nothing happens yet. But it is there. You guys can see it down in your hand, just like everything else. Now, these I like because, I mean, when you're sitting here punching, you can actually see it on your hand. But you can block with them as well. So if you were to wear this and maybe like the Weevil Shield, now you have supreme blocking while you're walking around. This is a very, very poor way to look at this game. But I would suggest, I mean, here's what it looks like when you have the shield. Sword and shield out, guys. You're feeling mighty knight-like now, and it's going to be wonderful, guys. We are going to have so many cool new things added to this game that are coming up very, very soon, guys. So, guys, make sure you guys subscribe and like this video so you guys can see all of those new updates that are coming. So I have a question for you guys then. With all of this new stuff that's added to the game, I want to know what other kinds of weapons that you guys think could be added to the game down in the comments. I want you guys to let me know. Personally, I think it'd be cool to get like a scorpion in the game and get like a scorpion stinger. Maybe the hornet is going to have a tier 3 bow, because right now we have tier 1, 2, and 3 weapons for sure, and now a tier 4 weapon with the Dragonfly Slayer, which I think is like an epic weapon that I doubt more than one person's going to barely get in the game. Maybe they're going to have 4 different tier 4 weapons, 1 bow, 1 hammer, 1 sword, 1 maybe it's this boxing glove that they came out with. I'm not really sure. But the problem is we just don't know what's coming, right? But I want to know what you guys think is going to be added. I want to know what you guys think that they should put in the game for new weapons. I heard somebody say crossbow at some point. I've heard some people say some new spears, because there is a tier 2 spear, which is the stinger spear, which is from the bees. So I don't know what else is coming, and I would love to find out what you guys think should be added down in the comments. So thank you guys all so much for watching this video. If you guys liked it, please hit that like button, and as always, I will see all of you guys in the next one.